And to hear one in person was really one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of.
Every time he hit the ball, just an uproar, even if you weren't there and you were holes away, you just heard it.
Let's go, Tiger!
You always knew what hole he was on because the crowds were so loud. You could hear everybody screaming, "We love you, Tiger. You're amazing. You're gonna win."
And really with rise, rise, rise throughout the game. So you could really feel that energy sort of getting higher and higher and higher. Everyone was a Tiger fan on that day.
Another one, Tiger just casually walks this one in.
I remember exactly how when it broke a little bit right to left, and as soon as he stroked the putt, I thought it had a good chance of going in, and then once he made it.
Put it this way, I mean, there's very few sporting events or events in my life where a roar or cheer just made goosebumps and my hair stand up on my arm and the back of my neck.
That's a great moment in golf right here with the comeback. Everybody was hoping after all the close calls this year, and finally now put it all together.
To get a good spot at 18, you had to lead when he was on 13. We were able to get there, and we made our way to 18, and we got a good angle. And the goal was to capture this moment.
We caught Tiger on 14 green, and at that moment we were watching everyone sort of watch his shot and then run to 18.
I think he was on 16 or 17, and I was like, you know what? Now's a good time to go stake out a place. You know what? Now's a good time to go stake out a place on 18. Terrible idea. It was too late. People were probably there since the morning. Couldn't even see the green.
You could feel the crowd growing and growing and growing. It was a fever pitch by the time it got to 18.
I think about hole 16 is when we decided to head over to 18, just hoping to see him from the fairway. Well, how do you explain it?
Is Tiger Woods one hole away from putting this away? We're about to find out.
Obviously, we know when Tiger gets to the tee. I'm watching closely. I see that he hits a decent drive. He's in good shape, and he can cruise to the win. And when he got down the fairway, and everybody started flooding in behind him, it was like nothing I'd ever seen before.
You think it's just a normal, he's walking out, and next thing you know, you see thousands of people behind him. I've never seen anything like it.
You literally could see that rush of people coming, and it's something you don't see at golf tournaments.
These two carts with cops come down the hill on the right as we're walking down the fairway, and they're hauling butt, and all of a sudden it gets really loud. Hauling butt, and all of a sudden it gets really loud behind us. And I look back, and there are people coming on the ropes, and the cops are trying to organize people so they don't rush us. After the second shots that we hit down there, there's a natural bottleneck with the lake there. And once we hit that part, everyone just busted loose behind us, and all hell broke loose.
This is just absolute insanity. Insanity.
When the crowd started rushing behind him, I looked at my husband, I was like, is this allowed? Are they supposed to be doing this? They're walking on the fairway, what's going on?
All of a sudden the rope is gone, and it's a mad rush of people just following behind him.
People trying to stay out of the lake and then jumping through the bunker.
So we just start running through the bunker. Everyone followed us.
All of a sudden, Rory and Tiger get swarmed, and you can't see them.
Just see the sea of people coming together, and you have that moment of heart palpitation, thinking, oh, please, Tiger, pop out.
The frenzy of it, they just got into it, and people were running through the fairway bunker. They were running around the lake. They just wanted to be a part of it.
Rory broke through first, and he looked back, and he was amazed, but once Tiger broke through, the 18th green just exploded.
People are screaming, Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. It was insane.
This is where the modern game has changed and evolved, is that people don't clap anymore. because they can't, because they have a phone in their hand. They can't actually clap because they're moving their phone, so they yell. It was unlike anything that I'd ever experienced. I'd never experienced, that amount of noise.
Now, me personally, I was nervous as heck. I saw these people coming towards me, and I kind of just stood there like a deer in headlights. So we all run up to the middle. We see all these crowds coming. They all stopped. And then everything kind of slowed down, and it was really magical how the fans just watched.
We thought we'd never see it, and I don't believe he thought either. Tour championship winner, Tiger Woods, a winner again, number 80.
I was sitting down in the grill with my wife, Mimi, and we were watching it on TV because trying to get out on the golf course was just crazy. Tiger made that putt. The roar was so loud that this building actually vibrated. I could actually feel the roar. It's a moment I'll never forget.
It kind of still makes me a little emotional seeing Tiger after he puts out 18, raising his hands in triumph. Everyone knows he's been through a lot, and it just kind of brought me back to being a kid and watching kind of Tiger Woods be on top.
It was pretty nice to look at the person on the side of you and all the people around. You kind of jump up, you hug, you smile, you're like, oh my God, he won! And the next thing you know, you're hugging somebody else's friend or cousin.
I turn around and look at my husband, and he's just crying, and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, Tiger's come back, he's back.
Tiger won! Yeah! So I'm just standing there going crazy with everybody else, and next thing you know, I just see this red thing fly through the air, lands right on my feet. I had no idea what it was. I saw people grabbing for it, so I just snatched it, put it under my shirt, and walked the other way. I get behind the ropes, and I pull it up, and I just see Woods on the back, and I couldn't even speak.
Everybody has had issues and has tough times and stuff, and most of us, especially those of us who are golfers and who are golf fans, we didn't want him to finish his career on a bad note. And this was more than just winning. This was amazing.
You have made some incredible walks in this sport. Never seen anything.
This was amazing.
You have made some incredible walks in this sport. Never seen anything like this in all the years we've been together. Here at East Lake especially. What was it like coming up 18? What is it like now hearing all these people chant your name?
I mean, I was having a hard time not crying coming up the last hole.
The emotion was spectacular. It's amazing that one man can bring the entire world together for one event, for one moment. There was no separation of race or class or gender or anything because everyone was celebrating this remarkable comeback by Tiger Woods.
Sports is one of those things that when you're there together, there's a camaraderie that comes along, there's a camaraderie that's shared. In this particular scenario, a yearning for all of Tiger's fans to see him again rise to his prominence. And so we all shared that connected value, and we were all a part of his prominence. And so we all shared that connected value, and we were all a part of that, and it's something I think that we'll never forget.
I can say, you know, my best days were when I got married and had my kids, but right behind it was that day. To be able to see and be a part of witnessing me was the coolest thing that's ever happened to me.
I'm still talking about it till this day because it was so much excitement. Seeing it